of life hoping for a lucky break, as if you were playing a slot machine, you must instead study and emulate those who have already done what you want to do and achieve the results you want to achieve. That's what this program is about. It contains the very best that has ever been discovered about individual achievement in one place, free of jargon or complexity, ready to be put into action. This system gives you the combinations to the locks in virtually every area of your life. I know these ideas work for two major reasons. First, I've tested and proven them by trial and error myself for many years. Second, I've taught this system to more than 1 million people, and it has worked for every single person who has seriously applied these ideas in his or her life. Some people study law, and some people study engineering. Some read the sports pages and become authorities on football, baseball, or basketball. Others invest many hours learning about cooking, history, stamps, computers, or 1,000 other subjects. I studied success in all its many forms. From a young age, I wanted to know why it was that some people were more successful than others. I was mystified by the disparities of wealth, happiness, and influence I saw all around me. Something deep inside me said that there must be reasons for this apparent inequality, and I was determined to find out what they were. I came from a poor family, and I didn't like it. My father was not always regularly employed, and we never seemed to have enough money for anything but the bare necessities. For my first 10 years, most of my clothes were from the Goodwill and the St. Vincent de Paul charities. I was a behavior problem when I was growing up. I was always in trouble of some kind, angry and lashing back at life without knowing why. I was suspended several times and expelled from 2 high schools. I got more detentions than any other kid in any school I attended from the 7th to the 12th grades. I failed out of high school, dropping 6 out of 7 courses in my last year. My first real job was washing dishes in the kitchen of a small hotel. After that, I drifted from laboring job to laboring job, living in boarding houses, small hotels, or one-room apartments, and occasionally sleeping in my car or on the ground next to it. I worked in sawmills stacking lumber and on logging crews slashing brush with a chainsaw. For a while, I dug wells. I worked as a construction laborer and in a factory on the assembly line. When I was 21, I got a job as a galley boy on a Norwegian freighter and went off to see the world. For the next few years, I traveled until I ran out of money and then worked until I could afford to travel again. When I was 23, I was still working as an itinerant farm laborer during the day and sleeping on the hay in the farmer's barn at night. When I could no longer get a laboring job, I got into sales, working on straight commission, getting paid every night so I could eat and pay for my rooming house, one day at a time. Throughout these early experiences, which taught me a lot about life, I continued to seek the answer to the question, why are some people more successful than others? Well, I was a voracious reader. I had a passion to know, to understand, so I read everything I could find that would give meaning and order to what I saw going on around me. It was like a quest for me, like Don Quixote tilting at windmills, but with one big difference. I am intensely practical. I was looking for clear explanations of specific things that I could do immediately to get better results. I had no patience for grand theory or abstract principles. My only question of each new idea was, does it work? When I got into sales, I spun my wheels for several months until I began asking, why is it that some salespeople are more successful than others? I attacked the question wholeheartedly, reading everything I could find on selling, listening to every audio program available, and attending every training seminar that came along. I asked top salespeople how they sold and what they did to deal with the constant problems that salespeople face. I tried everything that made sense and improved on it as I went along, and my sales started to increase bit by bit. In 6 months, I was the top salesperson in my company. I was soon teaching others what had worked for me, and many of them went on to be top salespeople as well. When I got into management, I read everything I could find that would help me to be more effective at getting results through others. I used what I had learned to build a sales organization with 95 people in 6 countries, producing millions of dollars in new business each month. When I decided to get into real estate development, I hit the books once more. I got a real estate license and read everything I could find on the subject.